can't tell, this is like a floating dock. All right, so we're coming to you from Old Orchard Beach in Maine. Our videos are going to be cut into a bunch of smaller videos because we've done so much.
We've done a lot.
So we'll backtrack and start with Acadia. What was your highlights of Acadia?
Just seeing the rocks in the ocean. How pretty! Look it.
Rocks in the ocean.
And the pine trees. It reminded me a lot of Lake Tahoe.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the highlights that we did was Park Loop Road.
Oh, yeah. So basically on this road, there are hundreds of sites to pull over.
How many miles?
27 miles. So it says on average to give yourself like 3 to 4 hours, enough time to make it around.
And you could probably do all day.
Yeah, you could. This time of the year is summer, so I do think there is a lot of people on vacation, which is great.
Did you get in that?
I'm too cold.
One of my favorite hikes was Beach Mountain.
Okay.
Beach Mountain overlooked Long Pond, and
cool.
You could see a little bit of Echo Lake. Not a lot, but a little bit. But you could also see out to the ocean on the back side of, I guess on the ocean side of Acadia. And it was a beautiful hike. If you do this hike and you don't want to be strained going up, when you first start out, take the right side. You're still going to go up, but you're not going to be doing rock scrambling. That is to the fire tower, which we got to go up the first level. Yeah, first level.
Yeah, they had the upper deck.
But you don't have to go there because you can still see forever.
You can still see forever.
And then another one of my favorite hikes was the Canada Cliffs.
Yes.
That overlooked Echo Lake and Echo Lake Beach.
I liked Jordan Pond.
Second day in Acadia, and we're at the Jordan Pond and Pond House. So all the LeBron Jordan fanatics out there, this is why Jordan's better, is because LeBron don't have a pond or a pond house in Acadia National Park. That's why Jordan is still the greatest of all time. So,
hey, look down there.
Ooh, you want to do that?
Is that the way the trail goes?
I have no clue. Jordan Pond was beautiful.
And I'll tell you this. When you're on the, on one side that doesn't have the, what do you call
boardwalk.
that? The boardwalk. Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
So from Jordan Pond, go to the right.
Yeah, so we started out on the right, but then we came around the other way. And so when we ended the trail, it was you had to walk on planks. So if you take your dog with you, it's not good, is it?
No, and I would try to go. We went early.
We got there, I think it was like 8:45 that we got started. There was still plenty of places to park, but by the time we were leaving, it was packed.
And there were people all over the trail.
There was.
So we're probably close to about 8 or 9 tents in, and we decided
Almost 9.
We're going to do the whole thing. Kylie is rambunctious and she needs to let loose of energy, so she will sleep.
But the sights there, it was absolutely beautiful.
I definitely will, if you do not want to do the boardwalk, definitely go around the right side first and go to the end, because the end had that little bridge and the little stream coming in. But Jordan Pond was beautiful. You walk the entire loop, which is close to probably 4 miles.
Yeah.
Is on the lake. So you're right on the lake the whole time.
It's like a little bit under 3 miles, or a little bit under 4 miles. It's not exactly.
And it's flat.
And it is flat. It's easy. We saw all ranges of age groups.
The only tricky part is the rocks on the
Yeah.
On the left side, when you get toward the end of the pond, you are doing rock scrambles. I carried Miss Kylie over one section, and that was tough. And it was just trying to get away from people.
Yeah.
And her too. It was hard for her to scramble on.
Well, and another thing that I found surprising was it wasn't like a one-way, which I thought made it more difficult. Because as busy as it was, you would think that they would have made it a one-way. Because when you're trying to pass people on those boards, they do have an area that's built out bigger, but it's still kind of rough.
Yep.
So if anybody from Jordan Pond that works for the Forest Service,
yep, National Parks,
if they're watching this, maybe take into consideration that they should make it a one-way
One-way would be great.
It would make it so much nicer.
We didn't do the Beehive. We didn't do Cadillac Mountain. We just didn't get reservations for Cadillac Mountain. We saw a lot. Another trail that we did, I was trying to think, what other trail did we do there? Wonderland Trail. Yeah.
And it was short. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we've done has been shorter, and that's just because we're taking into consideration Kylie, just because it's easier on her. It's basically a trail that led you out basically to see the coast.
And Bass Harbor Lighthouse is right near.
Yes, that's beautiful, but it's also tricky trying to get around on the rocks to take a picture of the lighthouse, which Shane got a beautiful picture of the lighthouse.
Which you'll see it now. But yeah, if you're going down and you're just thinking you're going to go down the steps to see the lighthouse, you won't. So in order to see the lighthouse, you got to go down the steps, out on the rocks, and sort of rock scramble. And of course, we had Kylie, so we weren't doing that today. But it is crowded. I will say, if you're going to do hikes in Acadia, do them early, because it tends to get crowded the later on in the day you go. Everybody gets up, moving around, and want to do all these little hikes. But Bass Harbor Lighthouse is next to Shipyard Harbor Trail and Wonderland Trail. So if you're going to do this, you can't go clockwise around the road on the Seawall Road, because Seawall Road is closed from the storm in January. It wiped half of it out. Well, not half of it. It wiped part of it out on one side. So you can't do that. So you got to come around Bass Harbor. But it is a very, very beautiful place. Just know, if you got kids, if you got dogs, it's very rocky. It's not a place where the dogs or kids can really go out to the ocean, because it is super, super rocky, but beautiful.
I get very nervous around a lot of people, and especially when I know that, it's busy here, and I was always thinking, are we going to be able to find a parking space?
Parking space.
Are we going to be able to find a parking space? We did great.
Yeah.
It was almost like and I guess the good Lord was watching out for us, because it was like every time that we went somewhere to see something, somebody was leaving.
Yeah.
So we always got a really good space.
Yep. Towns. My favorite town in the whole place was Southwest Harbor, where we were staying. The reason I like Southwest Harbor, and this is going to be so funny, the grocery store, it looked like something off of a movie.
It looked like a grocery store that you would see on a TV show in Alaska.
Yeah.
It didn't even look like a grocery store from the outside, did it?
No. But there are so many little neat towns that you don't even have to do, and we'll talk about Bar Harbor in a minute.
Oh, and I'm not a big seafood fan. I did try Shane's lobster, which it was okay. It's not the best for me. I'll eat shrimp, but there are so many restaurants.
Oh gosh, everywhere.
Of course, that's what Maine's known for, is their lobster. But we saw so many lobster cages, didn't we? It was
Everywhere.
like everywhere you looked. You'd be just driving down the road and people would have them stacked up at their yard.
So we went to a little restaurant in a little small harbor near Bass Harbor Lighthouse, and I cannot remember the town. I will put it up below this. But it was called Seafood Catch, Ketch restaurant. Okay, so we're at Ketch's. What is this place? Ketch, Ketch.
Seafood Catch.
Seafood Catch.
Restaurant.
Yep, and we're just a little dive place because we were looking for somewhere that didn't have a lot of people.
It's awesome.
And nobody's here.
I got a fried shrimp roll, and Shane got the lobster roll. So we'll let you know how it is.
And the view here is amazing. Of course, like anywhere you go, but this is amazing. We like places like this because you're not in the hustle and bustle and everybody around. So I'm gonna turn this around and show us to you. How was yours?
I say it's
an
awesome find.
Yes.
We were just driving along and we was like, oh, it's about lunchtime. So it was probably 11:15, something like that. And we pull up and there was not another car in the parking lot. And the girl came out to open the door, and I said, are you all open? And she said, yeah. And I said, can we bring our dog? And she said, yeah, you can sit out on the deck. And we had it to ourselves. We had finished basically our whole meal, sitting out, looking at the coast, and it was beautiful, wasn't it?
It was beautiful.
Probably one of my favorite sights that we saw was Bar Harbor.
So Bar Harbor is neat. We got to walk out on at low tide. You can walk out toward Bar Island. Okay, so we're going across this little land bridge between Bar Harbor and Bar Harbor Island, I think is the name of it. But at low tide, it drops all the water, and as you can see, it makes a beach. Did not do that, but it was wild.
We did do that.
Well, we didn't go all the way across.
Oh, okay. There was no need to. I mean, you're out there. I don't know why it would matter to walk all the way
Bar
across.
Harbor is beautiful.
There's just so much to see, so much to do, tons of shops. It kind of reminded me of maybe something kind of in Charleston-ish, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, it reminded me of a place that movies were filmed.
So we parked there, and there's a park that everybody was sitting on.
Yes.
Looking out at the boats in the harbor, and past the boats in the harbor are islands. And it is just a neat, beautiful setting because you have islands all through here and these boats. It does. It's like Melanie said, It looks like something out of a movie.
And then, of course, we ate at a restaurant there. Do you remember what the name of it was? We also got
I'll put the name of it down here.
We also got to sit outside. It was the same thing. We got right in. Of course, we eat lunch usually kind of early anyways. We're eating lunch. This is our view for lunch today.
Ate at the Bar Harbor Inn Terrace Grill. It was good. Melanie had a black bean burger, and I had the lobster roll. Very good. So Bar Harbor, Sums Sound. We were camping right below it in Sums Sound, or Sumsville. And Melanie, no, Sums Sound is the name of the sound.
I was gonna say.
So
it's the name of the sound.
Yeah, it's the name, Sums Sound.
Some sound.
She took pictures of that, and there's a bridge that crosses over a little bitty like gallery or to a gallery. That was see or not. But Melanie is walking. She's right. You can't see by my fingers. She's right there. So we stopped along the way from the campground where she's trying to get some pictures. It's turning out to be a beautiful day after it was overcast, but the temperature is perfect. It's June 26th, 24th, and here she comes. Did you get your pictures?
Wait till you see them.
Oh, yeah?
What are you doing?
I was videoing. I was showing where you were at. We're in Sunsville. All right. But Southwest Harbor was neat. There's just so many places that you can explore on Mount Desert Island. It's blew me away. I am a Rocky Mountain person, Appalachian person. I love the mountains. I never in a million years dreamed that Maine would be like this. Otter Cliffs. So far, the Park Loop Road has been awesome. This place is beautiful.
I already told Shane this is already a wonderful vacation.
Yeah, day one, and it is awesome.
It is awesome.
I got my feet soaked.
Oh yeah.
Messed
Shane
up.
was out there saying,
We'll show you
I'm gonna go touch the water and see if it's cold. But then the next thing I know, his whole feet's wet.
Beautiful.
But a lot of it reminds me of back home too,
Yes.
as far as the forest and the greenery.
Yes.
That does remind me of East Tennessee. And you know what? Another thing that kind of shocked me,
What?
a lot of people that we talked with, because as soon as we start talking, they'll say, "Where are you from?" And then they'll say, "Are you from Georgia?" And we'll say, "Nope." And then we'll say Tennessee, and they're like, "Yeah, we could hear the accent." I think I said y'all one night to somebody, and they was like, "Where are you from?" But a lot of people that we've talked to never have been to Tennessee.
No.
Which is a big shocker to me because it's beautiful where we live.
Yes. And
we've even told people you've got to visit Tennessee. Like, it's a beautiful state.
And you don't even have to go to the Smokies to see the beauty. I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't go to the Smokies. I would travel to like Fall Creek Falls, to Cummins Falls.
Yeah, more of Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, to some of those places, and even back toward us. There's so many places. But we made it to Echo Beach and Echo Lake. We can't let Kylie get on the beach or in the water. So she's dying to get in, but she can't. We're on the boardwalk. And
this reminds me a lot of back home. Some of the foliage is different though, so we're seeing, wouldn't you say, a lot bigger ferns? Like, they're massive.
They're huge. Yeah.
And then these little bitty pine trees that are everywhere.
Squirrels are little.
Yeah, it's like the squirrels, their tails, and they're not chipmunks. Chipmunks. They're not chipmunks.
Chip.
I know. I'm just doing that. So their tails are smaller. I think, Shane, you got a video of one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Kylie's.
Oh, I love you.
I got to get her leash.
Oh, look at what is that? That was a little chipmunk thing. Look at him. Come here, he's fat. Oh gosh, he is really fat. Look at him. Until next time.
Keep watching.